Hey, young fella, you's a smart motherfucker, man.
So you've now reversed course. Before the season, Kuminga turned down an offer in the $30 million per year range, seeking an offer in the $35 million per year range.
You were Nico right now. You look real bad. Oh, I know you was kicking yourself in the ass. Oh, I know you couldn't sleep, motherfucker, this whole year. These last 2 weeks, you should be celebrating. You was the best player for the Warriors in the playoffs. There's nothing they can do. You, sir, stepped up to a playoff atmosphere, playing against that team, coming off the bench, averaging 24.
A lot of
off
points.
the bench. Right now, you can make the claim you probably was the second best player in the series. For sure, third. Ching ching. Remember, playoff series is sometimes what people get paid off of.
Jonathan Kuminga, the 22-year-old athletic freak who was supposed to be the future of the Warriors dynasty. After a summer-long standoff, he finally signed a deal. But here's the twist. It's basically a prove it or get traded contract.
Unnecessary drama, bro.
This was just dumb. He should have signed the contract when Jalen Johnson signed it instead of saying he was Kawhi Leonard and he deserved more. Boy, you wasn't Kawhi Leonard. You ain't gonna never be Kawhi Leonard. No disrespect.
We're talking about a $48.5 million deal that everyone knows is temporary, secret trade clauses, locker room drama, and a franchise at a crossroads. And oh yeah, Jimmy Butler's arrival changed everything. Let's expose the truth. The deal includes a team option in the second year that's designed for the Warriors or another team if Kuminga gets traded to rip up and negotiate a fresh new contract after the 2025-26 campampaigne.
At least he ain't taking L.
Yeah, the team option is a little weird.
Because if you could have locked in 140 for 4 or whatever it was, 120,
Yeah,
100.
Mook saying like a zero where he doing like
It feels like that.
a-
Translation? This isn't a commitment. This is a bridge to a trade. Last season, Kuminga averaged 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists in 24.3 minutes over 47 games with 10 starts. The talent is there, but the fit? That's where everything falls apart.
The saga is over finally, man. Jonathan Kuminga and the Warriors finally come to an agreement. Let's see this contract here, man.
He should let me be his agent.
Between July and September, the Warriors increased their offer by a total of $8 million, guaranteeing Kuminga approximately $15 million more than his one-year, $8 million qualifying offer would have given him this season. Here's what the Warriors offered during negotiations. A standing offer of 2 years and $45 million with a team option, a 3-year, $75 million contract with a team option, and a 3-year, $54 million fully guaranteed deal. Kuminga and his agent wanted a player option throughout the negotiations, or a higher annual salary with a team option. Both requests were denied by the Warriors. The Warriors refused to give Kuminga control. They wanted an escape hatch. And now we know why. Kuminga cannot be traded until January 15th, 2026. Mark that date on your calendar because that's when things could get really interesting.
Give you a new deal, for sure. That
new deal
be
be
a
lower.
4-year 40. Especially
absolutely.
with this team, this old ass team they got, he ain't about to
He
play
put
like
he
that.
put a lot of pressure on himself. He gotta perform this year.
Now, let's talk about the real reason this situation got so complicated. Jimmy Butler. In February 2025, the Warriors acquired Jimmy Butler in a blockbuster multi-team trade that sent Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Dennis Schroeder, Lindy Waters III, and a 2025 first-round pick to Miami.
Yo, Dub Nation, Jimmy Butler here, just touched down, do this physical. Super excited, ready to win, ready to work, ready to put on a show for y'all. Let's get it, championship coming soon.
Butler signed a 2-year, $121 million extension to stay with the Warriors through 2026 to 2027. And the results? The Warriors went 23-7 in the 30 regular season games Butler played for them after the trade. They went from playoff bubble team to contenders overnight. But here's the problem. After Stephen Curry sustained a hamstring injury, Kuminga got extra minutes in the playoffs and scored 30, 23, and 26 points in the final 3 games against Minnesota. But the Warriors still lost 4-1 in the second round.
It's going to be tough for the Warriors, obviously, to get back into this game.
Well, this could be Kuminga's night.
In 8 playoff games last season, Kuminga averaged 15.3 points per game on 48.4% from the field and 40% from three-point range, including a playoff career-high 30 points in Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals against Minnesota. So Kuminga can perform, but here's the brutal reality. After the playoff loss, Warriors coach Steve Kerr described Kuminga's situation as square peg, round hole.
When you have Steph Curry on the team, you pass the ball, because you pass it 2 or 3 times, the defense is scrambling, all hell breaks loose. So it's a choice. We can either do that and win games, or we can shoot, a whole bunch of 15-foot contested shots in the middle of the shot clock and be a lousy NBA team. It's up to us, and we are hammering that point home with our team.
That's devastating. Your coach just told the world you don't fit. Let's address the elephant in the room. Steve Kerr's relationship with Jonathan Kuminga has been rocky for years. Kuminga was largely out of the rotation in the Warriors' first-round series against the Houston Rockets, playing just 50 minutes total across 7 games, including 4 that he sat out due to coach's decision. He averaged 6 points on 30.4% shooting against Houston. That's brutal. Your coach benched you in the playoffs when the season was on the line.
We're moving Kuminga to the bench against the Pelicans. They won the game.
100%. I understand 1,000%, and I said it when we talked about this before. If he don't sign that contract, his ass is going to that bench, and he's going to be worth a 6-man value.
In the regular season finale against the Clippers, a must-win game to avoid the play-in tournament, Kerr refused to play Kuminga throughout all 48 minutes of overtime. When asked about the decision, Kerr said, "We've just found a group since Jimmy got here that we're pretty comfortable with."
Jonathan's not going to play if the guy he usually subs in for isn't going to come out of the game very much, or was there other reasons why Kuminga did not play tonight?
We've just found a group, with since Jimmy got here, that we're pretty comfortable with.
Ouch. That's code for "you're not in our playoff plans." After the playoff elimination, Kuminga addressed his relationship with Kerr during exit interviews and admitted there was some ups and downs. That's how life goes. But I had fun. I had a great time. I enjoy playing here. Yeah, there was some ups and downs. But here's what makes this really interesting. Kerr explained that Kuminga is a ball-dominant player, 92nd percentile in usage rate this year in the NBA. That's really high. On a team with Steph and Jimmy, honestly, Steph's gonna have the ball, Jimmy's gonna have the ball, and so the fit is tricky, there's no question. Kerr also said he wants Kuminga to become like Sean Marion or Aaron Gordon, a complementary piece who excels off the ball, runs the floor, and plays elite defense. But that's not who Kuminga wants to be. Now, let's talk about what's happening inside the Warriors' locker room, because there's definitely tension. NBA insider reporting indicates that Butler and Draymond Green have checked in on Kuminga in recent weeks regarding his plans and his mindset, with Butler even reaching out to the Warriors brass asking, "What's going on here? I just wanted to know the plan." Think about that. Your teammate is calling the front office asking what the plan is with you. That's not a good sign. The Kuminga contract negotiations took 92 days to resolve, and the delay held up the Warriors' deals with Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton past the first practice of training camp. The entire roster was in limbo because of this standoff. But here's the interesting part. At the start of this season's training camp, Kerr reiterated twice that he has a fine personal relationship with Kuminga and doesn't believe the player is the type to come in and tear a team down.
We got a good team. We got powerful leadership in the locker room. I've known JK for 4 years now. He's not that guy to come in and tear a team down. We got a ton of depth on this team. We got a lot of people who can play. We got a lot of guys ready to step in.
So publicly, everything is fine. But actions speak louder than words, and Kerr's actions last season said everything. All right, let's talk about what everyone is really wondering. Who wants Jonathan Kuminga, and what could a trade look like? The Phoenix Suns and Sacramento Kings were the strongest suitors for Kuminga in trade talks during the offseason, with the largest sign and trade offer coming from the Suns, a 4-year, nearly $90 million deal with a player option. The Warriors never showed interest in either team's trade proposal, declining concepts of Royce O'Neal and second-round picks from the Suns and Malik Monk and a protected first-round pick from the Kings. So the Suns offered Kuminga a 4-year, $90 million deal. But the Warriors said no to the assets Phoenix was offering in return. That tells you Golden State values Kuminga, but not enough to commit long-term. Kuminga has a January 15th trade restriction. The deal also features a 15% trade kicker. So if he gets traded, he makes even more money. Both sides clearly wanted to move on from each other, but Kuminga's status as a restricted free agent complicated matters. The situation has been described as hilarious. Golden State's front office has known for years it wasn't keen on Kuminga's long-term outlook, but repeatedly failed to pull the trigger on a deal. Here's my take on where Kuminga could land. Sacramento Kings, they still need that athletic wing. Kuminga next to De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis could be special. But the Warriors don't want Malik Monk's contract. Phoenix Suns. The Suns are expected to remain interested after the Kuminga signing, with speculation that players like Dylan Brooks or Jalen Green could be discussed in trade frameworks. Brooklyn Nets. They're rebuilding and could use a young talent like Kuminga to build around. The market is there. The question is, what will the Warriors accept? Let's talk about the man at the center of all this, Stephen Curry. After Jimmy Butler arrived, Curry has been unlocked. In the 8 games after Butler got there, Curry averaged 31 points, the best in the league in that stretch, shooting 44% from 3. Curry is 37 years old. With Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green also in their mid to late 30s, the Warriors are led by 3 players with plenty of tread on their tires, and the competition in the Western Conference is unforgiving. General Manager Mike Dunleavy said after the playoff exit, "I think we made a big jump adding Jimmy Butler. This time last year, I was probably concerned about our ability to have like a number 2 guy. We went out this year, we got that, and now I feel better going into next season having a guy like Jimmy on our roster." The message is clear. Butler is the co-star. Kuminga is expendable. There's a 70% chance Kuminga gets traded between January 15th and the trade deadline in February. The Warriors signed him to this deal specifically to preserve his trade value. If they wanted to keep him long-term, they would have given him the extension he wanted. Kuminga averaged 24.3 points in the final 4 playoff games, showing the ability that could make him an attractive target for other teams. The talent is real. The fit in Golden State just doesn't work. Here are the most likely scenarios. Scenario 1, 60% chance. Kuminga gets traded between January 15th and February's deadline. The Warriors get back rotation players and picks that help them compete now with Curry, Butler, and Green. Scenario 2, 25% chance. The Warriors keep Kuminga through this season. He balls out in a bigger role, and they revisit the situation in summer 2026 when he could be part of a bigger trade package. Scenario 3, 15% chance. Everything clicks, Kuminga accepts his role, the Warriors make a deep playoff run, and they rip up the contract to give him a long-term extension. Owner Joe Lacob has acknowledged that adding Butler made this all possible, and the Warriors' recent success validates that they made the right move. The dynasty is in its final chapter. The Warriors have 2 more years to win with this core, and Jonathan Kuminga, as talented as he is, might not be part of that story. So what do you think? Does Kuminga get traded in January? Should the Warriors keep him or cash in on his trade value? Is this the end of the dynasty, or can they squeeze one more championship out of Curry, Butler, and Draymond? Drop all your takes in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on.